Good day, grade 11 students. So now we are going to proceed with our next subtopic, which is all about the different types of web pages. So we all know that the internet has been a vital tool to our modern lives. That is why it is also important to make the best of the internet. So in this video, we are going to define or discuss what are the different types of web pages and what are the different examples of each. So the World Wide Web is invented or created by Tim Berners-Lee. And when he created the World Wide Web, most of the pages or most of the websites are static or what we now refer to as the Web 1.0. So let us first define or discuss what is Web 1.0 or the static web page. So Web 1.0 or the static web page, so the page is as is and cannot be manipulated by the user. Thus, it is also called as the read-only web. So kapag sinabi po natin Web 1.0 or static web page, as the name suggests, so hindi po natin pwedeng baguhin kung ano yung laman or kung ano yung content ng website na yon. So all we can do is just read the content of the web page. That is why it is called as the read-only web. And the content is the same for all users. So kung magbubukas ako ng isang Web 1.0 na website, kung ano po yung nakikita ko sa website na yon, yun din ang makikita ninyo kapag binuksan nyo yung website na yon. And again, Web 1.0 is referred as the static web page, and it is also known as the flat page or the stationary page. So some examples of Web 1.0 or static web pages. So kumbaga po ay parang ito ay template lamang. And kung yan po yung nakikita ko sa website na yon, yun din po yung makikita ninyo kapag binuksan nyo yung web page na yan. So another example, kumbaga more on reading lang tayo ng content, we cannot create our own account, we cannot comment on the web page. And sometimes they use this web page para mag-promote or kumbaga para mag-advertise ng kanilang items or products. So those are some examples of the Web 1.0. So those pages are as is and cannot be manipulated by the users. Again, we cannot edit what is on the web page, and the content is the same for all users. So that is the static web page or Web 1.0. And again, nung ma-create po yung ating World Wide Web, most of the pages ay ganyan lang po yung itsura. So more on gathering information lang po tayo doon. And another type of web page is the dynamic web page or the Web 2.0. So Web 2.0, the term was coined by Darcy DiNucci on 1999. But the term was first used around 2004. So this Web 2.0, it allows users to interact with the web page instead of just reading it. So kung kanina, read-only web page lang yung ating website na Web 1.0, so ang ating Web 2.0 naman is a read-write web. So in this kind of web page or this type of web page, we can edit. So we can read. After reading, we can put our content or we can put our own comment to the website. And it is referred as the dynamic web page. So dynamic meaning nababago po siya. So kung kanina static, hindi natin pwedeng baguhin. So dynamic, so pwede natin siyang baguhin. Some examples of Web 2.0. Ayan. So other examples, if you are familiar with this logos, so andyan ang Instagram. Sa Instagram, we can put our pictures. So hindi natin kinakailangan na tayo ay expert sa paggawa ng website para lamang makapaggawa ng content sa Instagram or makapaggawa ng account sa Instagram. Same with Facebook, with YouTube, Wikipedia, and Twitter. So, kung mapapansin niyo kasali dyan ng Wikipedia. Why? So, Wikipedia, we all know that we can edit the information that is written or that is present in the Wikipedia. And we can also say na hindi gaano ka-reliable yung information na makukuha natin sa Wikipedia since kahit ako, pwede ko siyang i-edit and pwede akong maglagay ng false information sa Wikipedia. That is why it is categorized as a Web 2.0 website. So again, these pages allows the users to interact with the page instead of just reading it. So hindi lang tayo basta magbabasa ng content, pwede rin tayong maglagay or maggawa ng sarili nating account and pwede tayong kumbaga magbigay ng comment dun sa content ng ibang tao. So the users can also create their own account and modify what they see. So kung kanina sa Web 1.0, kung ano yung nakikita ko, yun din yung makikita ng ibang user. Pero sa Web 2.0, yung makikita ko sa isang account ay possibly na iba dun sa makikita ng ibang users. So the Web 2.0 is the evolution of Web 1.0 by adding dynamic web pages. The user is able to see a website differently than others. And most websites that we visit today are Web 2.0. So karamihan po ng ating ginagamit na website or nakikitang website ngayon ay Web 2.0. So some of the features of Web 2.0. So the first one, Foxonomy. So the Foxonomy allows users to categorize and classify or arrange information using freely chosen keywords. Or for example, we have the tagging. So example po ng websites natin where this feature is shown, yung popular social networking sites such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So yun yung mga website na gumagamit tayo ng mga kumbaga tags starting with the pound sign or yung hashtag kumbaga. So kumbaga ito yung isang feature ng Web 2.0 na wala sa Web 1.0. Parang nakakapag-classify tayo or nakakapag-categorize tayo ng information using those hashtags. So halimbawa sa Twitter, na-identify natin kung ilan ba, kumbaga parang gaano kadami yung gumagamit ng hashtag na yon. Next, second feature of Web 2.0, we have the rich user experience. So users can create an account and modify what they see on their screen. This means that the content is dynamic. In the case of social networking sites, when logged on, users' account is used to modify what they see on their websites. So kagaya ng binanggit ko kanina, yung mga website na kung saan pwede tayong magawa ng sarili nating account, so kumbaga na-modify natin kung ano yung gusto nating makita. So kung ayaw nating makita halimbawa yung post ng isang tao, so bakit natin kumbaga siya i-add for example sa Facebook, 'di ba? So yun yung isang feature ng Web 2.0. So pwedeng tayo mag-decide kung tungkol saan yung mga nakikita nating mga posts or articles. Third, we also have the user participation. So the owner of the website is not the only one who can or is able to put the content. Others are able to place a content of their own by means of comments, reviews, and evaluation. Some websites allows readers to comment on an online article, participate on a poll, or review a specific product. So halimbawa na sa user participation, say for example, nag-order tayo online, halimbawa sa Shopee or Lazada, and then we can participate or we can write our own content dun sa kanilang product na yun by giving comments or by rating the product. So yun yung isang example natin ng Web 2.0. So also in the Facebook or yung other social media sites natin, so pwede tayong kumbaga maglagay ng comments dun sa kanilang mga ipinopost na articles. Another feature of Web 2.0, we have the long tail. So services that are offered on demand rather than on a one-time purchase. So these sites are like subscribing to a data plan that charges you for the amount of time you spent in the internet, or a data plan that charges you for the amount of bandwidth you use. So kumbaga, kung dati, sa Web 2.0, kung kailan lang natin gagamitin yung site na yun, dun lang talaga natin siya, i-access. So hindi na natin kailangan i-download, say for example lang isang application para lang magamit natin yung features na yon. So pwedeng through Web 2.0, so i-access lang natin siya kung kailan natin siya kailangan. Hindi lang isang beses natin siya pwedeng i-access. And we also have the fifth one, software as a service. So users will subscribe to a software only when needed rather than purchasing them. So hindi na natin kailangan kumbaga bilhin ang isang software para lang magamit siya. So for example, yung sa mga Microsoft Office, yung mga Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, yung Excel. So dati, para makagamit tayo noon, kailangan pa natin magpa-download sa mga computer shops para lang, kumbaga magkaroon tayo ng application nun sa ating, for example, sa computer or sa laptop. Pero through this Web 2.0, so meron na tayong mga existing na online word processing or online presentation application na hindi na natin siya kailangang bilhin. All we have to do is just, kumbaga, punta tayo sa website na yon. And lastly, mass participation. So diverse information sharing through the universal web access. The content of the website is based on people from various cultures since the users can put their own content. So again, as users, we can put our own content. So no matter where you are, as long as you have internet connection, as long as you can access to that website, you can put your own content. So maraming information yung pwede nating mabasa from different parts of the world. So those are just some of the features of Web 2.0. So again, in Web 2.0, the internet is now available to anyone, whether you are an expert or not. So before, kumbaga bago makapagawa ng sariling website, ang isang tao, kailangan expert sila kung paano ba gumawa ng isang Web 1.0 website. But now, as long as we know some yung kumbaga basics on how to create an account, kumbaga, or how to drag and drop, so we can create our own website. So the internet has become a means of interaction and communication with people in the virtual community. So kumbaga, in Web 2.0, the communication is more real-time than it is when we have the Web 1.0. So mas mabilis yung communication at saka interaction. And in Web 2.0, users can now interact, contribute, and create their own content. So once again, hindi lamang yung creator ng website na yun yung pwedeng lagay ng content. So yung users, as they read the content, they can also put their own content. So yun yung ating Web 2.0. So our last type of web page, we have the Web 3.0. So Web 3.0, so it is referred by the web experts as the data-driven web content and response. So the response of the internet depends on what data has been put in it. So kung kanina ang Web 1.0 ay read-only, ang Web 2.0 ay read and write. So ang ating Web 3.0 is the read, write, and execute web page. This website aims to have machines or servers understand the user preference to be able to deliver web content targeting the user. In Web 3.0, the internet is able to predict the best possible answer to the user's question by learning from your previous choices. So the search results will be based on what the user's preference is or what the user's previous searches are. Say for example, mag-search tayo kumbaga sa Google ng saan ba masarap kumain. And then our kumbaga phone natin ay na-identify niya kung saan tayo nakapunta na. So may data na tayong kumbaga na ipasok dun sa ating phone. And yun yung gagamitin ng Google or ng phone natin para magbigay sa atin ng search results. So kung frequently tayong pumupunta halimbawa sa mga Korean restaurants, so syempre, ang ibibigay na choices or most of the choices na ibibigay natin kapag nag-search tayo kung saan masarap kumain ay more on sa Korean restaurants. Kasi yun yung preference ng user. So yun yung kumbaga gamit ng ating Web 3.0. So nakadepende dun sa preference ng user yung magiging kalalabasan ng kanyang search results. But Web 3.0 is yet to be fully realized because of some problems. So hindi kumbaga agad nagagamit itong Web 3.0. So these are some of the problems. So the first one, we have the compatibility. We also have the security, the vastness, vagueness, and the logic. So isa-isahin natin bakit nga ba naging problema yung bawat isang yan sa paggamit ng Web 3.0. So let's start with compatibility. So HTML files and current web browsers could not support Web 3.0. So kumbaga medyo mas advanced kasi si Web 3.0. So hindi lahat ng web browsers, hindi lahat ng HTML files ay kayang i-support yung feature ng Web 3.0. Pangalawa, yung security. Since the user security is also in question, since the machine is saving his or her preferences. So kumbaga, since naglalagay tayo ng personal information sa ating device, nasa-save yun sa ating device, so mas prone siya ngayon to hacking. So kumbaga, mas nabibigyan ng chances yung hackers na makakuha ng information from us kasi nasa-save yung ating information dun sa device na yon. So that is one of the problems ng Web 3.0. And we also have the third problem, the vastness. So the World Wide Web is already contains billions of web pages. So kumbaga, since yung una na nga na hindi na nga siya kumbaga kayang i-support ng ibang web browser, so mahihirapan din kumbaga maghanap ng search results kasi sobrang dami na ng web pages ang meron sa ating World Wide Web. Next is the vagueness. So certain words are imprecise. The words old and small would depend on the user's interpretation. So since hindi natin, kumbaga, iba-iba yung pakahulugan natin dun sa isang bagay, at maaaring yung gusto nating kumbaga talagang hanapin ay hindi matukoy ng ating device. So say for example, yung word na old, so maaaring ibig sabihin ay matanda, maaaring ibig sabihin ay luma. So kumbaga, we cannot really identify what English language will our device use. And last one is the logic. So since machines use logic, there are certain limitations for a computer to be able to predict what the user is referring to at a given time. So there may be times na hindi ma-identify ng device or ng machine na ginagamit natin kung ano ba talaga yung gusto nating hanapin. Kasi nga syempre, there are still machines, they still have limitations. So those are just some of the problems na meron si Web 3.0, and I know, as far as I know, they are still continuing on improving the Web 3.0 para magamit siya in the near future. So that is all for our different types of web pages. So if you have any questions or clarifications regarding this topic, feel free to message your subject teacher. So good day, everyone, and God bless.